hello, and welcome to jasonnewland.com. This is Let Me Bore You to Sleep, number 67, I think. And I'm here with Andre. So if you're watching the video, I'm just going to let you say hello to him. Hello. He's being very wiggly. Let me get down. Oh, so hi everyone. I might struggle to see what's being written, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the camera around so that I can actually read what's being written. So hello everyone. This is Let Me Bore You to Sleep. So kind of the point of this is I just become very, very boring. More boring than perhaps it seems at the moment, even more boring. And I just continue to be boring. And you can drift off. Or you can just feel relaxed. And there's going to be the odd sound, which is okay. I say hello to Rachel, Monique, Angela, Dalton. Is it Dalton? So I need to share. So I need to go to Facebook. Yes, I do. I need to go to Facebook, and I need to share this thing that I'm doing, so that people on other sites can know that I'm here, you know, if they want to. So for example, let me just do it now. So Angela and Rachel both liked. Thank you for liking this video. I've only just started and you liked it already. Thank you. So this is, number 67. Ridiculous, isn't it, that I've done this many? If I do enough, I might actually get good at it. Whatever it is, if that makes any sense. So Sebastian, my friend Sebastian's just joined. And well, Sebastian, if you want to share that creation you made, you're welcome to do it on here. But you know, if you want to share a picture of me that you've created, because I know that you put some work into it. So I'm just going to add this. Oh no, I'm going to add this. It started to rain outside. So I'm going to share to a page. If you like what I'm doing, and if you like these things, maybe you'd like to share it to your page on Facebook. And while I'm live, or even afterwards, while I'm alive, while I'm, you know. So I'm going to share it to the Colchester Free Chronic Pain Relief. I can't share and post anything on your wall or on here. Oh, that's a shame. I thought you'd be able to. So Eduardo Ferrero is here. Hello. So I'm going to share to my main page. Not my main, this is my, because I've got my Facebook page, which is this, but then I've also got the other page where I suppose I've got 30,000 followers on there, but I don't know where they are. Asleep, probably. So it is 11 minutes past 1 in the morning. I'm in Essex in England, United Kingdom. And Andre's just made a big bang because he was in the kitchen, which means he was banging he's now getting into the bag. He was banging the kitchen cupboard, which he likes to do. When he wants my attention, he goes into the kitchen cupboard, he opens the door, so he basically gets on his back and he goes like that. And he pushes the door open and he lets it clatter, lets it bang. If that doesn't get my attention, he opens the door wide open, climbs in and starts pushing the tins onto the floor. Because, so Beth's here, hi Beth, Beth Marie, Beth. Rachel says that her cats like bags. I don't know what it is about bags. So I was outside waiting for the chip shop van. About, I don't know what time it was, 8:30 or something. And one of my neighbours was outside and she was waiting as well. And Andre was trying to get into her handbag. Really trying to get in. I mean, at one point she was putting something in there and he was trying to force his way in. It's very cheeky. So what he does, he gets into the cupboard like that, and he pushes stuff out. And when I go in there, he looks at me, jumps up and down, and then he runs away and hides, runs behind the cooker. He wants me to chase him. I'll let you see what he's doing. If you have a little look. Oh. This is his favourite carrier bag. Anne says hello. Hi, Anne. Andre says hi. Hello. Doesn't want to be in the carrier bag. When I want him to be in the carrier bag. But he sleeps in it and everything. He loves it. Not all the time, but he likes it. It's just nibbling on my nails now. Give daddy kisses. Are those that listen to this afterwards, because I put this onto SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn. Trying to think of some of the others. But they must sometimes think, what's he talking about? Because they can't see him, can they? They just got me talking. They think, oh, you're putting something into a carrier bag. You've got a ferret and he's in a carrier bag. Must sound a bit weird, but Look at his wobbly head. He's wobbly. He's not always this passive. For some reason he's feeling quite relaxed today. And he's letting me just play around with him. Yeah. He is cute. Thank you, everyone. I can't believe that when I got him, he was tiny, absolutely tiny. And I know he's not big now. I mean, obviously he's still little, but anything he can get on my head like that. Well, that's a picture. Oh, okay. He wants to get down now. Say goodbye to everyone. Bye. Bye. Back in the carrier bag. And this is why it can be quite difficult for me to make recordings, because like earlier on I did a deep sleep whisper hypnosis session, and it was number 13. So I was sitting on my chair, I was recording it, I was whispering. Andre was fast asleep. He was in his cage, but cage door was open, but he was just in there for some reason. And I'm trying not to move on the chair because the chair squeaks. I've got the windows closed. I've got a sign on my front door, do not disturb. Everything's quiet. And then probably, yeah, it was 18 minutes and 15 seconds in, and suddenly he decides to, like now, I can show you what he's doing. Oh, he's gone now. I can't keep up with him. He just suddenly bursts into life and all this energy, and wants to rattle things and knock things over and all that stuff. So that's kind of what he does. So there, yep. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I had to just wait for about a minute and a half until he quietened down, which he did. He went back to sleep after wrecking the place for about a minute, and then he went back to sleep. And I'm trying to learn these new techniques for recording that I've not really used before. So what I do now is I try and do markers on a recording. So I've like clap my hands or make a loud noise at the beginning of the intermission where I need to cut it, and then just before I start recording again. So when I'm editing the audio, which I'd need to in that situation, I can cut and splice and stuff. Cut and splice, that sounds good, doesn't it? Oh. I'm not a massive fan of the whole editing process, because I don't want to edit. I just want to be able to I don't edit the live sessions. I can't, can I? So okay, so I need to look at this. Sebastian just posted something, but I need to see. Okay, let me see if I'm able to post it. Sebastian's made a picture of me. It's only me and you on here now anyway, I think. He's made a post. I don't know how to post it. How do I post it? So I'm just on my laptop. I'm going to see how I can forward. Hi Rachel, you're still here. It's gone down. It was at 8 and now it's gone down to 1. I know Sebastian's here. So, it's not letting me. It's not letting me post it anywhere. It's a shame. Share to Facebook. I'm going to share to Facebook the page. So if I post it, so there's a picture. If you go onto my Facebook page, Rachel says her internet's been slow tonight. So I've pasted it on Facebook. That's the thing about doing these live sessions is I get distracted. I get distracted by things as opposed to when I'm just chatting. So I actually I posted it to my Facebook page so you can have a look if you want to. It's a picture of me holding Andre up on my head, although it's not a great picture when it's big. It's a nicer picture when it's small. So if I share it to I can't share it to a feed. It won't allow me to share it to a feed unless maybe let's see if I can do something here. No, it won't allow me to do anything. I can put a comment, but that's all I can do. I can't actually share the Sebastian. Don't. Okay, let me see. I can probably do something. No, it's not allowing me to put anything on there. Start a video. No, there's nothing I can do. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I need to tell everyone that Sebastian edit post. Sebastian did this. I know that these sessions are supposed to be boring, but it's seriously boring. Anyone listen to this, because it's just me typing and talking about something that you can't see because you're listening to it. Seriously, very, very boring. Anyway, yeah, the picture's not coming up on the feed for some reason. I think it does if you if you do a live chat, or shall I take you into the kitchen with me? Come on, I'll take you into the kitchen. You ready for this? Right. See? I told you. That's what he does. I'm going to walk backwards. It's a bit weird. It's like doing some kind of vlog, except it's live. It's better lighting in there actually. I have to carry this around wherever I go. Oh, excuse me. Now he's eating his dinner. So if you are listening to this, I suggest go to the video, and what time are we at? It's about 17 minutes in. You get to see me go into the kitchen, and it's basically who is in the cupboard, in the kitchen cupboard. So just in case you want to see it, in case you think that I'm telling fibs. So I'm going to have a little bit of my thingy. So I started vaping 3 weeks ago because changing my lifestyle somewhat, and it is the easiest way to stop smoking ever. Tut tut. It's not smoking. The NHS recommend these. So the last week, kind of the last 2 weeks really, so I won't be able to see any messages sent to me because the laptop you can hear it cut off in a minute. It's like 99% better than cigarettes. So yeah, it's yeah, Sebastian, I'm gonna block you if you don't stop. So stop. This is a positive page, remember? Be positive, happy. So I've been trying to put together videos. Going back in 2011, I used to have a webcam, like a proper video camera, and I put quite a lot of effort into editing and making the. So it looks fucking. I'm able to delete that, am I? Oh, can't delete messages. Never mind. There's been periods when I've lived in places where the lighting is terrible and I haven't had the resources to make videos or to make proper, even decent audios, like quality wise. But I'm now in quite a good position where if I put the time in and I can find a bit of space and time when Andre's not being naughty, I can produce some fairly good quality sound stuff and video as well. So what I've been doing is right, okay, there's a conversation going on which is now going to end on the Facebook page. No more talking about cigarettes or anything like that. This is a sleep session. Close your eyes and go to sleep. Think of nice, Christmassy things. Don't have conversations. We don't do Facebook conversations here. You can get that anywhere else. You know, those Facebook conversations where people get all opinionated and stuff like that. Don't have that on my page. I see that. I look. I'm on a few forums, and I see some stuff on there that's quite weird. So Rachel says the candle vid looks really good, and I can see the effort you put in. I'm not sure if I'd be able to listen, as I think I'm a bit deaf, and appreciate your hard work. Yeah, the whisper ones, I mean, clearly the volume is pretty good still, even though it's a whisper, so you can still wear headphones and put the volume up to maximum. But I do a lot of other stuff that isn't whisper as well, so you know, there's plenty of choice with me. That's the one thing I've got going for myself, I think, is you got choice. There's lots of different bits that you can choose from. Whether you want stuff with music, if you want short things, if you want long sessions. Most of the stuff I do these days are quite long. The reason I do the deep sleep whisper hypnosis sessions is because they are among my most popular ones on my podcasts. So, you know, I get maybe 100 downloads a day just from them if I upload one. And 100 might not seem like a lot, but that's 3,000 a month just for that, for those, and it's growing all the time. So, and that's without the videos and everything. So I'm going to be making more of those. I've been trying to video some candles, different angles. I've got if you can see over there. See, I've got a lava lamp. So I've got a nice little lava lamp that I bought today, which I've already started to film on my iPhone, but it used 10 gigabytes for 20 minutes. And I don't know how on earth the iPhone managed to use 10 gigabytes. Maybe it's because of the colours and it was moving. I'm really not sure. But it's too big to upload to YouTube, because what I need to do with iPhone, I need to upload it to YouTube, then download it, and then do some work on it, edit it. And yeah, yesterday I filmed a candle for an hour and 10 minutes. It took about 7 hours to upload to YouTube. But for some reason, I couldn't film more than 20 minutes, so I'm a little bit confused. I've got the video camera, which is, I'll show you it, go 2 seconds. Is my Canon video camera. So I've been using this, and I've been filming. It's a DLR. The quality is a lot better than the iPhone. One of the reasons being is I'm not an expert on cameras. Rachel says she likes that my sessions are different every time. Thank you. I suppose there's similarities, and especially with these boring ones, because they're boring and it's me talking. But I I like the idea that if you choose not to, of course it's always a choice anyway, it's nice to not feel the need to listen to the same session every day or every time. Or on another side, it's nice to have variety, but it's also, because there's so many to choose from, you've got more chance of finding perhaps that one session that you do want to listen to regularly, that kind of fits, you know, that really gives you what you need. Do you know what I mean? Rachel says, I still have a lava lamp, but it's about 10 years old. I'm not sure whether it will be safe to use now. Well, I'm not sure if I've ever owned a lava lamp. I might have done. I can't remember. But I have lived places where there were lava lamps there. And one thing that I forgot about is how hot they get. Because this, I put it together and I read the instructions. I'm very pleased with myself. And in fact, I might read the instructions out to you. Let me have a look. I don't know. No, I can't be bothered to read that. So I forgot how hot they were. And it takes about 2 hours, hour and a half for it to start really moving around, you know. But it's very hot. And I did leave it on recording. I left it here when I went out. And I was thinking, is that dangerous? No, of course I wouldn't do that with a candle, but I didn't leave Andre here because I took him out with me. I was only outside and there wasn't anything in here. There wasn't, you know, that's going to knock it over. But I do wonder, you know, if it's safe to leave it. It's turned off now, but I'm going to be recording it and filming it. So I filmed something with this yesterday. And again, 20 minutes and it just cut off. 20 minutes of video. So what I might have to do, or need to do, or maybe will do, is do a bit of mixing, you know, maybe not just have one picture the whole time or one video the whole time. I want to get out, I want to start filming some trees that are blowing in the wind, and maybe if I can, because I live near the countryside, well I live in the countryside, so if I could find somewhere like that on a day when it's not raining, I take my camera, take the tripod and just sit there, or stand up probably, because unless I take a seat with me, or sit on the floor, or unless there's a tree, you know, a tree that maybe is fallen over and I can sit on that. You know, it depends. I mean, there might be something to sit on. It's unlikely that anybody would have left a tree there, a seat or a tree. I mean, with trees you can't really have any choice but to leave them there. You can't carry them away. You wouldn't carry a tree with you somewhere so you could sit on it. Trees are, I always find it weird, and it's kind of obvious, but trees are so much heavier than they look. You see them in the wind and they just blow, but actually very heavy. So that's what I might do. I did with my webcam, not my video camera that I had in, I think I bought it in 2009, I think. And I started using it really, I think 2011, I started thinking, oh, I'll try and get some nature. And I did. I started filming nature because it was during the summer and I was going into summer like wildlife places, and I haven't got any of that footage anymore, but just like filming like a spider in a web. And if you look at the stop smoking course that I did actually stop smoking for 17 years, by the way. Then I smoked again for a year and then I stopped. But there you go. And so I made this session. I spent 10 days putting it together, and I got a video, and for each of these 4 videos that last about half an hour, 40 minutes or something, I've chosen a particular flower in a garden, and I've just had the camera on the flower for the period of time, and you see like bees coming and just landing on the flower and flying away, and really, and like flies and various different insects. It's very nice, very, very pleasant. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. And when I thought, there's something about trees. I've always liked trees. Not even sure why. Always felt quite connected to trees. Maybe it's the connection to the earth, the roots, the connected to the planet. Like they're really connected to the planet. We're kind of floating on it a little bit, aren't we? We're walking on it, but they're inside. And I'm not a tree hugger, but I have hugged some trees. But I've not done it in front of other people as part of a group to, in order to feel connected or a part of something or accepted by them. I used to do it on my own when it was at night time, when there was no one around, and it was kind of like trying to get in touch with nature, I suppose. Don't know why I did it really, but I used to have a park across the road from where I live. I have now, but that was a proper park, like massive park with loads of trees. This one is just basically some greenery with a path. It's just like someone's back garden really, but it's not. Rachel says, hi Kathy. Rachel says that she always feels connected to the sea and loves nature and the countryside. I'll tell you what I used to like about the sea, because I used to live in a town where there was the sea. I've lived in 2 towns where there was sea. No, I lived in 3 towns. 3 towns where there was sea. As far as I'm aware. And yeah, 3. But what I used to like is being able to look out into the sea, or not into the sea, but just looking out and not being able to see anything. To not have anything actually obstruct my vision. I don't mean as in someone holding an ice cream in front of my face. I mean just being able to look and not have anything there. which I used to be able to do with the sea. Used to be able to just look right through and not see France. My eyesight was never that good to see another country, and I loved that. But some places they've got these wind farms now, so you can't, there's not that many places that you can just look into the distance, because you can't really, I suppose you can if you look up. Something I used to like to do, I remember years ago, back in 2003, probably about September time, maybe October, possibly November, but probably October. And I was working part-time as well as doing a college course in holistic therapy. So the college course was full-time, I was working part-time, so I was working evenings and weekends. And the course involved massage, full body massage, Swedish massage, reflexology, and then also anatomy. Had to sort of learn that stuff, and it progressed on to Indian head massage as well. So I never actually got to complete the course, but I remember I was there, and because I was kind of not so much burning the candle at both ends, but there was pretty much no candle left, and I walked out of college, I think it was lunchtime or something like that, and I didn't know where I was going. I just went for a walk, and I ended up finding this big park. There was no one in it, no one. It was a really nice day. So probably October time, probably. It was a really bright, sunny day, and I just laid down on the floor, on the grass, and just looked up at the sky and just watched the clouds go by. And Sebastian, he's waiting for a happy ending. Well, the happy ending for this is I could just feel my body relax, as if it was just melting into the ground. And I've had a few experiences like that, where it's just what I needed, and it had to happen, and it had to happen then, and it felt so good, and I just laid there, and I don't know how long I was there for, but I was there for quite a while, and I didn't ever go back to college after that, to be fair. So I left the job, and I went and worked in retail part-time for a year. But I needed that break, I needed that rest, and my body let me know. I knew long before that I did, but my body at that moment just said, time to relax. And it was my choice what I did next. Every second of every day we choose what we do next, and it's a tough one to take on be tough to accept that we're actually responsible for our actions. But I enjoyed that sense of relaxation, just watching those clouds go by above me. There's also that connection with nature, in a sense of something I quite like about the weather. As Rachel said, that's a great story. Sometimes we need to listen more to our bodies. I agree, our bodies and our minds, but is letting us know something. It's not always easy to know what it is, but our bodies do let us know when attention is needed. It's just whether or not, I guess, we listen to the bodies, and also whether or not we're able to at that time. Sometimes it's a good thing to ignore it and carry on, because that's what's needed at that time, in that moment. I quite like the idea of, I like weather. It sounds like a weird statement. I quite like, it's like saying, oh, I like breathing. I like sniffing. I like hearing things. I like it when nature reminds us just who's in charge, because nature is in charge, and I quite like that. I don't, just the awesomeness of a thunderstorm, or just looking at the clouds and watching them go by, or the wind. Nature is so powerful and humbling in a way. So Sebastian likes to sniff as well. Okay. Rachel says she likes the sound of the rain on the roof, and thunder and the sound of the sea. I'm kind of the same. I tell you, when I was a kid, when I was young, me and my family used to go camping, and a favourite place for me to be taken camping, or tenting as I call it, is Wales. And Wales is a beautiful, beautiful place. It's very rainy at times, and we'd go during the summer. But I used to love sitting in the tent and listening to the rain. Just, falling down on the tent. The same as Rachel said there about the rain on the roof. And yeah, it was South Wales that we went to. And when it's thundery, I like to just, I turn the lights off if it's during the night, and I turn the television off, and I just like to just sit. I open the windows and I just sit down and I just listen to the thunder. And luckily Andre is not bothered at all by the thunder or lightning, So it doesn't affect him at all, doesn't care. And you know, when I first had him, I used to go and cuddle him and make sure he's okay. I still do, actually. Make sure he's all right if it's thundering outside or, you know, loud. But he doesn't seem to be interested at all. I think once I heard him whisper, "This is better than listening to you, Dad." I said, "What?" He said, "No, nothing, just asleep." Must have been sleep talking. The sounds of the sea, that's nice as well. I like that. I quite like sounds, not all sounds. Obviously, no one likes all of anything, do they? You know, I like all chocolate. No, you don't. No, there's always going to be something that perhaps you don't, not quite, you know, doesn't give you the, ooh, feeling that maybe you had before with other chocolate things. I'm just going to do something. It's really hard to keep the track of the time when I'm doing these because the time doesn't actually show. So I'm going to, but only 2 seconds, okay. Right, so it's 1:58. So just so I know roughly, because I like to keep these to about an hour. Oh, now I've got no one listening or watching. So what I was saying earlier is I'm trying to make more videos where like the video I did with the deep sleep whisper number 13, and I'm going to be doing more of that by, you know, as I said, making footage, but I want to do my own footage. I don't want to use other people's stock videos from the internet. I want to film my own stuff. So Rachel says she's got a mint dime bar the other day, but not tried it yet. I didn't even know that they exist. A mint dime bar. I mean, even dime bars, I didn't know that they were still around. But mint ones. Wow. I was looking at this camera. The quality of the camera on this picture is too good. And the reason I say that is because it shows up. It's proper high definition. It shows too much, if that makes sense. It gives too much, every slight flaw it shows. And that's kind of part of, it's great, I suppose, if I'm going to be filming wildlife or, you know, trees and maybe the clouds, maybe flowers. I'm not sure yet, but just generally doing a bit of filming out and about. But what I noticed, I don't know if you can see this, and it's not something that I show to people generally. You can see the back of my head. I'm going bald. I'm actually, the back of my head, I don't know, is it the crown? I don't know what they call that. But the right at the back bit is going bald. And I know that I've just shaved my head recently, so you're going to be able to see you can see my scalp anyway, generally. But it's been growing back for the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks. But I was quite surprised at that. So I could end up with a bald patch. And I started to feel a bit attached to my hair now. Like I want to grow it long, and well, not long, but to start looking after it, because I've just been shaving it off like, so what? But maybe I should stop shaving it off. All these years I've been telling myself that, well, firstly, that I can let it grow anytime I want, because I'm bald through choice, because I shave it off. Don't have to be bald, I can let it grow, which might not be the case in the future. And secondly, I always used to say to myself, being bald's not going to bother me, because I've been shaving my head for, well, since 2002 or 2003 was 2003 was the first time I shaved my head, other than when I was a kid. And I've been shaving my head fairly regularly ever since. And I thought, it won't bother me if I go bald, because I've spent the last 16 years or 15 years, you know, shaving my head like at least once a year, completely bald, sometimes lots of times a year. But now it's kind of going a bit. I'm a little bit not feeling it, if you know what I mean. I kind of think I want my hair to grow long, not long, but if you look at some of my older videos where I've got, my hair's probably about 4 times longer than this, and just a little bit curly at the front. It's quite a nice length, so maybe do that. But then, what do I do about a beard? Because I got this beard, and when I shaved my head, I shaved my face as well. But now the beard's growing back. It's not the longest beard, but it's, you know, it's definitely a beard now. But I've seen some pictures and some videos and some old ones where I've got a proper full beard, and I quite like the way it looks. I quite like the way it feels as well. I quite like having a big beard. And yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'd like it better if I didn't have any grey, you know, but I'm 48 years old, I'm going to have grey hairs, and I do. And, you know, I could cover it up. I could use some, is it just for men, or, you know, the stuff, I could just brush it in and have my, have like dark hair. But you notice my beard hair is a different colour to my head hair. It's more of a gingery brown, and that, the grey hairs that are now, they used to be ginger. The greys used to be ginger, and then they turn grey. And it's strange, because I've actually got my nan's brother was ginger. So ginger was, clearly it's in my family, the ginger gene, which But yeah, so my beard and other bodily hair perhaps is a different colour to the hair on my head. And I don't know, is that the same with everyone? My hair on my head is darker than the other hair, let's say, on my chin. Yeah, Rachel says that not everybody's comfortable with long beards. I suppose it's a little bit more acceptable these days. Beards have been fairly fashionable for a while. I don't have a beard for fashion. I just have a beard because I haven't shaved it off. You know, it's just the equivalent of being smelly because I haven't washed. I haven't shaved. That's why I've got a beard. It wasn't a purposeful action. I didn't put it in my diary. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to grow a beard. I had a job once years ago where their rule was you can have a beard. If you don't have a beard, you have to be clean shaven. One or the other. It's all about looking tidy and respectable and stuff like that, giving off the right impression. So I went to work and so I had stubble, I think probably shaved on a Thursday, and I was at work on a Monday, and my supervisor said, wanted to get me in trouble. Said, what are you doing? Why haven't you shaved? And I said, because I'm growing a beard. And they couldn't say anything because you can't say having a beard is okay, but then say growing a beard isn't okay. So it's like quick as a flash. So that's what I did. I was quite pleased with myself. Obviously pleased enough to share 22 years later that story. I amaze myself with all the, actually genuinely, sometimes I'm talking to people and I do have to just stop and just say, this is just really is boring, about what I'm talking about. I'm boring myself. Earlier on I was talking about something that I had for dinner last night, and I said, this is really boring. I need to maybe talk about this during my session. That's what he said, is I want you to talk about it on your next live broadcast. It's that boring, that's the right time to do it. I said, thanks. He said, it's okay. I said, well, thank you. He said, it's okay. But I wanted to have the last word. I said, yeah. The Rachel said, to be honest, you're not boring. I find you very interesting. Well, thank you, but I am supposed to be boring. That's my intention. My intention is to bore you so that you fall asleep. No, it's not putting myself. No, that is why it's called Let Me Bore You to Sleep. I'm trying to be boring. That is the sole intention of these sessions, is to just turn your mind off and just close your eyes, go to sleep. and just have me in the background, yabbering on and on and on, talking about things like I had eggs on toast last night for my dinner, and I decided to drain the eggs before putting them onto the toast. So I got like a little, like a little side dish, you know. And I drained the water out of the saucepan, and then I put the eggs onto the toast, and it was perfect. Didn't even need any tomato sauce. You know, they were to perfection. Even the toast was nice. Because last time I had eggs on toast, I thought I'd got all the water out, but I hadn't. And I went to scoop the eggs onto the toast, and the water came out on it. And it was more like a soup, like egg on toast soup, and it was just a mush. So I still ate it, but toast really does, I think it needs to have a little bit of a crunch to it, a little bit of a, you know, I'm doing a facial movement there for those that are listening. It's a facial movement, like a jaw movement, like a crunchy thing. But there you go. So this is the end of another live stream on Facebook. Let Me Bore You to Sleep, number 67, I do believe. I hope I said at the beginning, only watch or listen to this when you can safely close your eyes. I try and say that every time, but yeah, so it's hard to kind of fit every single scenario in. Don't operate a tractor. You know, don't help a whale give birth whilst listening to this. You know, don't feed a lion whilst listening to this. Don't swim the channel whilst listening to this. Don't do a public speech whilst listening to this. You know, and it could be lots of different. Don't drive a train. You know, lots of different varieties that you could, you know, put in. It's hard to like cover every single thing. Maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I'll do a recording where I just talk about all the different things that you shouldn't do whilst listening to my boring voice. Andre needs a hug probably. So I'm going to go. I shall speak to you next time. Have a lovely evening, a lovely day, a lovely weekend, a lovely, because you could be listening to this next week, you could be listening to this in a year's time, you could be listening to this in 100 years' time. It could be a Monday, it could be a Tuesday, it could be a Thursday or a Sunday, it could be in the afternoon, it could be the morning, it could be Christmas Day. Who knows? You may be listening to this on TuneIn or Spotify or iHeartRadio, or maybe you've downloaded it from my website. Maybe Maybe you've downloaded the video. Maybe you're watching the video on YouTube. Maybe you're thinking, what on earth is this bloke on about? He's just talking for the sake of talking. And that's right, that is what I'm doing. That's the point. Talking, just talking. Blah, blah, blah. Wibbly wobbly woo. Bing bong 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 bing bong. So I'm going to go and just remember to be kind to yourself, because you, all of you, deserve to be happy. Bye.